All right, hi everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am Dr. Vernita Glenn White, but I go by Dr. V, and I'm here with Sarah on our live Power Hour, our live coaching session. And she's another brave soul who has raised her hand and said, "Yes, let's get a breakthrough. Let's see what is really going on here." So, Sarah, I've read what you have put on your form, but just tell me just a little bit more about yourself.
So my name is Sarah Garrett. I am getting started in the business of helping mamas with their babies. And this whole thing has been a process on getting focused on exactly what to help with. And I've settled on sleep because sleep seems to be one of the biggest things that if you can conquer sleep with babies, you have more energy to basically deal with everything else. And that's where I am. It's just at the very beginning, um, ready to move forward, but not always knowing how is where I am.
Okay. And when you're saying sleeping and getting started, are you talking more about the coaching space, consulting? What are you talking about exactly?
So I call myself a newborn sleep consultant, mainly using the word consultant because I have a very good strategy mind where you tell me how things are going and I can tell you how to fix it if there are things or way to optimize and make it better. But also right now I'm working on some prenatal courses that help you plan and prepare to get some basic foundational information to get started right.
Okay. So before we go even further, what would make this session even more dynamic for you?
Oh, more dynamic. That's a good question. Um, I think I think mainly confidence and clarity that I already know what to do, stop second guessing myself, and just have the courage and confidence to move forward.
Okay. Awesome. So you say your top three goals were to build an overall plan, refine your message and personal branding, and then pitch to speak.
Mm.
You were saying so the courage really to know to take the next steps. But when I listen to you, it sounds like you have a plan. So what is that really about? Where do you feel the disconnect is between the courage to know the next steps when you just told me that you see yourself as a sleep consultant and you're thinking about prenatal courses? Those are very specific.
They are, but see, for me, I am very big picture. I could get the vision. I know where I want to go. I just get kind of bogged down in all the details and perfectionism and thinking, oh, I need to have this into place. Oh, I need to have this in place. Um, I think the confidence in knowing what to do is I want to do it all and I want to do it all right now. And there are some things that would be better to optimize kind of moving myself forward and some things that are okay when I get a virtual assistant or something like that, they can handle that later. And where is my expertise best going to be used?
Okay. Do you have a traditional degree in something?
No.
Okay. Do you have you had a professional or type of career job that you worked in before for a period
Yeah. For the past 10 years, I've been a real estate agent.
a real estate agent?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did you decide to get into real estate?
An act of God. I honestly, they talk about, I think this part might be part of why I need confidence is because I don't need confidence. I just need to move forward. But I have no traditional training. I have a high school degree. I have a little bit. I went to college for about a year and a half to be a secretary, and everything changed in my life. I was working at a Subway restaurant in a gas station, dead end, in my 20s, nowhere to go, nothing to do. And a man came in and he's like, I like your personality. My wife has a real estate company. Do you want a job? And that everything changed from that moment. So I feel like a lot of opportunities and things are God given and have been given to me rather than earned and based on my expertise. And so the helping moms get their babies to sleep is something that I know how to do, but it's kind of, I don't know. I think that's where the disconnect is as far as I don't have those traditional degrees. I don't have that traditional training, just school of hard knocks is what they say, where the hands-on, I learned a lot of things, I troubleshooted a lot of things, and kind of made my own way and pioneered my own way to it. So everything, I would say everything that I've done so far doesn't really help me in this space, except for learning process and learning strategy and different things like that.
What did you have to do to become a real estate agent?
Honestly, in West Virginia, it's just 90 hours of training and they'll give you a license. It's
Did you have
very
to,
easy.
you had to take a test? Did you have to take a
Yes.
test?
Yeah.
So you still had to go through coursework and then
Yeah.
to prove your knowledge on an exam to prove that you
Yes.
were an expert in real estate.
Well, the testing for real estate has nothing to do with how to be a real estate agent. It's all about terminology and law and ethics and things like that. And then once you get into it, once you have your license, then it's kind of from there you learn as you go. Now, I have had a lot of people help me, and I mainly worked in foreclosures and bank-owned properties. So what I learned is a very specific field, and working with retail buyers and sellers has been um, not hit and miss, but out of my comfort zone because I'm used to working with investors and a specific type of seller and all that.
Okay. So you said that you took coursework and then you had an exam, but the exam had nothing really to do with what you were going to do in the field, but yet you still move forward to work in the field.
Yes.
Why? Or how did you, like, well, why? I'll say why.
Um,
Oh, better question. What made you move forward in that?
because I couldn't go backwards, because I had been shown an opportunity of a different way of life, and I knew that the way that I had been living I wouldn't be happy. And so this was an opportunity to learn and to move forward and to do more for myself and for my family.
Okay. So it sounds like another opportunity has come forward because you're transitioning to what do you call yourself, a sleep consultant.
Mhm.
What, and you don't have to go into too much detail, but what was that feeling like for you to say, okay, there's more, I need to make another transition?
So that came from I have two daughters. The oldest was 2 and the youngest was 7 months old. And the real estate wasn't really working anymore for me because being the mom, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I would have to find somebody, see if my husband could watch the kids, to have showings and to work on the real estate and things. So it wasn't quite working as well anymore. So it came to that point again where I knew that there had to be a change, and I knew that there had to be a transition in order for me to move forward and have more opportunities. Um, so I kind of just sat with it for weeks, and I was like, what can I do? I know I was created a specific way. I know I was created very uniquely. What can I do that is unique to me that will help others? And the first thing that came to mind was speaking on stage. I don't mind being up in front of people. But then I remember telling my husband, if I had something to say, then I could get up in front of people and say. And it was weeks later, I'm like, wait, I'm okay with babies. Like, I actually came from a background where I did not like babies at all. And so it brought me a very, very unique point to where I look at um, not to say that babies aren't all different, they're all individual and have their different likes, but then I could use my strategic thinking to like, okay, this, we can move these pieces around and make it better. So I figured that I had to learn a lot for myself, and I figured that at that point then I could use that knowledge to help someone else.
Okay. So I'm going to go back to real estate. How many hours do you think you had? How many course hours or how much time you put into those courses?
So it was 90 hours starting out, and then 7 hours every year.
How many hours do you think you've put in as being a mom, especially during the sleep stage?
Um, Probably more than that.
Okay.
My oldest just turned 4, and she was definitely a teachable baby. She made it hard, and she made me learn a lot.
Okay. So back in real estate, after you completed those 90 hours, you had to take an exam to prove something. Being a mother and focusing specifically on sleep, and we can calculate the hours. I do invite you to really calculate those hours that it took. I can't even I don't know. I have a puppy. I'm like, well, he sleeps every 2 hours. They told me like potty training every hour based on the months. I don't think that works for humans, but you get where I'm going.
Yeah,
So I do
yeah.
invite you to calculate those hours so you can understand the time that you put into sleep training. The exam would be, well, I think I know the answer, but I want to see if you know the answer. What do you think the exam is or has been to prove that you've done the work in sleep training with your daughter?
For for me, my opinion was how quickly I got her sleeping through the night. That was the exam for me. And for my oldest, she was sleeping through the night by 3 months old consistently, and my youngest by 2.5 months.
And you
So
said,
I'd say I got an A plus.
okay, so, and then not only did you strategically, according to what you said and what I heard, you strategically put things in place. You sat there, you thought about it. What did I do? How did I do this? You didn't just say, oh, good, she's asleep. That's it. You really thought about this, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're talking about not knowing the next steps or the courage, do you really think that's true?
No, I think that's an excuse.
What do you think the truth is?
Um, Feeling that I'm worthy to help other people, and that they will value the work that I put into it.
What makes you think that they wouldn't value the work?
Oh, girl, that is like years and years of psychological damage from people. People not being the nicest to me, like through my formative years and all that.
In general, or specifically about wanting to be a sleep consultant?
In general,
In general.
in general, I was always the kid that got forgotten. Like even with the teachers, anytime I tried to get close to somebody, it was always like, no. So it just there was, yeah.
Okay. And I totally get that, and that's very valid. And yes, that will take some work. However, you're in this unique space where you've come up with a system or a framework and you've given yourself an A plus. And not that you've given yourself an A plus, your daughters have gone to sleep. So we don't have to worry about is if the value is there. You have proof there. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and it may sound a little tricky, but you can pause or I can repeat them because I want you to really answer these truthfully. So the first one is, what would happen if you did move forward? Well, let me back up. What do you think your first step would be as the sleep consultant?
Um, that is a good question, because I guess there are several things that I could do. it would just be which one do I think, because my brain thinks in efficiency patterns. So I would like to make some money, and thinking either the creating a prenatal course online, or maybe even pitching to speak or doing a prenatal course in person. So that way I can help prepare moms, so that way when they do have to take that test of newborn sleep, they can pass it also.
What do you
Or
think
at
is
least
the
do better.
quickest path to income based on this gift that you have? What do you think is the quickest path to income?
I'd say probably online courses. I live in kind of a rural area, so there's not a whole lot of opportunity around where I am. There are some places, but I'd say online is probably the quickest, because then it's not confined to
Okay, so
my
keep that
location.
perfect. Keep that thought. Now I can ask you these questions. Okay.
Okay.
What would happen if you did create and launch your online sleep course?
Um, it would definitely help my family financially. Um, it would take a lot of stress off my husband because of things that he's going through right now. Um, I think it definitely would build my confidence in the fact that, I mean, if it sells, when it sells, it would boost that confidence and in myself, in knowing that there's value in what I have learned and what I have taught.
Okay, I'm gonna pause on the questions because you keep bringing up confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence, you know without a doubt that you can put a child to sleep and teach someone how to put a child to sleep. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Are you so it's not confidence in the skill set. It's you are you certain that what you possess will work?
I think what it is confidence in my delivery.
Okay.
I tend to over explain and get very technical, and that's another way that people just tell me to stop talking because they get it. And but it just um I can get too deep in information, where a lot of times moms, they just want the fix. They want to know what to do, not necessarily how I got there to understand that.
Did these moms tell you, or these people who aren't moms tell you that?
That's probably my brain who has told me that.
So we
Yeah,
have no
and
real evidence that you over
yeah,
or over explain.
not right. No.
Okay, so we're gonna put that to the side. So
Okay,
we don't know yet because your people have not told you that, correct?
correct. Now
Okay.
there is one person that I have helped, have tried to help, and she would ask me for information, but she was also family. So yeah.
Got it.
So
Okay.
she kind of not solidified, but helped, um I don't know, go the other direction, I think, because
Thank
um
you.
no,
Okay.
no.
So we'll just
She was
leave
just picking my brain.
we'll just
So
we'll just leave it right there because
okay.
you are a business. Okay,
Yeah.
so we know that you do have confidence. It's just the little delivery part, but now that's not really true because we have no real feedback or evidence to say that that's true. So confidence is no longer an issue in this area. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we know what would happen if you created and launched your online sleep course. What would not happen if you launched your online sleep course? So, what would not happen if you launched it?
What would not happen? Hmm. Feels like a double negative. I gotta think about that. What would not happen? Um, I think what would not happen is me moving as forward with other things as quickly. Because I think what's holding me back is that belief in myself, of the delivery and all that, to where if I got, I guess building momentum would be the best way to say it. If I got the course out and done and published, and that would build momentum to do other things. Where right now it feels like I'm trudging through mud to try to get things done. And I think once I actually accomplished one thing and had one victory, it would bring me more easily to the next.
Okay. Now, this one, again, it sounds a little off, but I'll still ask it. What would happen if you did not launch your online sleep course?
What would happen if I did not? I would find something else to do. So I am working on a book right now. If I did not launch the sleep course, I would focus more on the book and getting a proposal and working towards advertising and media and stuff to support the book.
Okay. You said I'm going to pause with the questions. I'm going to ask you a different one. Which one do you feel like you should do first?
That's a good question. That's kind of what I've been dealing with. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, like I said, efficiency as far as getting to that paycheck. With the proposal, I'm thinking of the deposit that they pay you right away to work. But that is not, that's more of a long term, because books sell for $20 and, have that. I think the course would be, I guess I have the belief in my head that the course would have to not necessarily start out strong, because this is a new field, completely new for me. And I have been made to believe by others that I have to start at the bottom and I have to build up, by coaches that I paid. I just so for me, in my mind, the book would be that instant paycheck of the bigger paycheck, where the course would be hopefully more consistent.
Again, I'm interrupting my own patterns here. What do you?
Sorry.
No, that's good. No, that's good. No, don't apologize. When you say start from the bottom, can you tell me a little bit more about that and what you mean? If other coaches
So
start
I
from.
have basically no following for moms or new moms on social media. So I don't have as much of a buying market. Some have told me to do like Facebook ads and things, and others have told me, no, you don't have the capabilities of handling that yet, because you actually haven't had any clients first. So you don't know strategy and systems and things that work. So you would be way in over your head with Facebook ads. So I guess the thing is, what I was told is either build up an audience of people who will buy what I have to sell to offer, or ads and things that would overwhelm me. And those were my options that I was told, or that may not be necessarily what she meant, but that's what I received.
What do you feel is true?
Neither. I feel like neither is true.
What is your truth?
My truth is that this message was given to me for a reason. It will reach who it needs to reach. I have talked to a lot of people, and I can borrow audiences to where it doesn't really matter my following. My truth is one viral video can get me millions of followers. My truth is that anything could happen. And I know that this is the direction that I'm supposed to go in, and it's going to reach who it's supposed to reach.
How does that feel in your body when you say that?
That was refreshing. Yeah, you asking me, well, what do you feel is true? And I'm like I could feel that resistance because I'd put my two hands up and I could feel that resistance being like, neither is true. And then when I said that, I was like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
It was very, I don't know, a little tingly.
A little tingling. Okay, so going back on the direction of the online course, what would not happen if you did not launch this course?
What would not happen if I did not launch the course? Not happen.
That's the double negative one.
Yes, yeah. So I'm thinking what would not happen if I did not launch the course is me helping moms, because there are a lot of women out there who were struggling just like I was. Because like I said, I didn't even like babies. I had no baby knowledge, and I was in a place where I had no help. My husband helped as much as he could, but he worked all day. So it was me. It was me. And the my mom, stepmom, people who you would think could help, they tried, but not very well. And my mom lived 6 hours away, and it was a very hard place. And finding those people um, who feel like they've dropped through the cracks, and the people who feel like they don't have any help and they don't have a place to go would have no place to go. That's what would not happen.
Okay. So what dot do you feel like you needed to connect in this situation from where we started about, I don't even know what to do?
um, it's not going to be for everybody, but the people who need it will find it, or it will find them. Because I have been told that there's been several people that I've talked to about this, and they were like, oh, I just listened. I asked my sister or asked my friend or whatever, and I had none of that. So I'm like, well, that's good for you. So I'm glad that worked for you. But I had no one, or I felt like I had no one. And I think it's connecting that dot where not everybody's going to understand the mission and what I'm doing and who I'm trying to reach, because who I'm trying to reach is maybe not the average person out there. It's a specific person.
Okay. How does that feel to say all of that?
That makes me a little nervous
Wow.
because that puts more pressure on me. Like, girl, I got to get going. I gotta get it done. I gotta go help these people, because otherwise they may not have anybody else to help them.
Okay. So earlier you said not knowing the next steps to take. What do you think after all of this is your next step?
I need to make me some videos. I need to outline my course. I need to actually put some work and planning, and not just strategy, but actual having something tangible to move forward. Because then when I say I don't know what to do, I'm here. This is it. This is what to do.
So you said earlier you already had like some strategies in place.
So from the book, I have, in working in the process and figuring out like the outline of the book, that has helped me realize some strategies and things that I did that, I mean, I knew, but I hadn't ever written it down. And I remembered a lot in writing the book to, so I have like a basis of knowledge, but then also specific strategies that I did. So I haven't put it all together, and that's part of where I had been, of how much is overthinking it, how much is actually explaining. But that's okay.
That is okay because we have no evidence that you do that. So that's not true.
No, right.
You know. So going back, what do you think your next first step? Like just name one thing that you will do after this.
I think the next thing that I will do is putting in front of me the different, like I said, I have some basic knowledge and understanding that's needed. I have some strategies, but then I also have like an implementation calendar kind of thing. And I think the next step that I will do is, because they are in many different notebooks and like different things, putting them all together to where it's plain for me to see.
Okay.
So I
And
think that's
okay.
part of it, is it's not organized in my mind, so that way it's not organized on paper.
So when it's organized on paper, then what would you do?
Um, then I know a friend of ours has said to build the plane as you fly it. So I think the next thing, I'm not the greatest at marketing and design work. So I've been thinking about hiring somebody to do like a landing pages, website design, to actually start to outline um, what all would go with it, and then just start selling it and see if somebody would be interested in doing it and buying it.
Then after you hire someone, what would you do after that?
Then it's go time.
What is go time?
Um, go time would be publishing the website, putting it out there. I would have to strategize whatever ways of advertising it. I do have some ideas, but not necessarily um, outlined in my mind and plain in my mind as far as what to do. I think
Yes, you
putting
do.
it all in one place.
You told me. You told me you know people. You can borrow audiences. You can make videos. So I'm asking you these things because as we're talking, that's about 5 to 7 steps for you
Yeah,
to do. So when you said not knowing the next steps to take, you actually know about 7 steps to take in order. How
yeah,
how does that feel?
it's good. There's that apprehension of what comes next after those 7 steps are done, but um, I think it's the needing to act on the steps that I know to do, and the next ones will come. The
And
next ones will
why do you,
present themselves.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, you're right. They will present themselves, but what do you feel about where's that need of I need to know the eighth step, even though I haven't taken the first step, 7? Where is that coming from?
Absolutely perfectionism, and wanting to make sure that everything is right, and um, that I have a plan and not missing a step, and not, I guess, being capable and able to handle it all. But it's all, I mean, it's all a growth process. I know this. This is one thing that I've told moms is, and I thought of it myself, having an almost 2-year-old and being pregnant, about to give birth, and I'm going to have two under 2. And I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to handle these two as toddlers. And the Holy Spirit told me, whoa, 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 slow down. You don't have toddlers yet. You have almost a baby and a 2-year-old. So deal with what you have now. And then once you get to 2 toddlers, you'll have grown up enough to where you'll be okay. So
So
I think it's a lot of that is just not allowing for growth and expecting that I will grow in the process as it grows.
so are you able to give yourself that same grace that you had as a new mom to being a new sleep consultant?
I think I can. I don't think that I considered it before. But yeah, I think I wanted to because I have like the big visions and I want all of these things, and I not necessarily, well, I said I didn't know the details to get there, but the fact is I don't know how myself I can handle all that. And I have to step back and say, whoa, 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 we're not there yet. Deal with what you have now.
Exactly. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. And then after that, you can let me know if anything else is coming up for you.
Okay.
So now that we've discovered that you are a sleep consultant expert, what do you like about yourself in that space?
I like that I'm different. I like that I break the rules. um, I like that I can be a refreshing voice to all those people out there that want to give moms advice, and I just want to give them a hug.
What do you love about yourself as the sleep consultant expert?
um, I love that I know what I'm talking about. um, I love that I have proof to show for it with my own girls. And I love that I can help people and that I have the ability to share that knowledge.
And last question, what do you admire about yourself as the sleep consultant expert?
I admire that courage to step out in front of people and say, hey, look at me. I did it. I can help you too. Because most people, especially I now have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old at this stage, they would be like, nope, and in their own little world. And I'm like, no, 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 come on, I can help you.
So you have the courage to do that when you were holding me back.
So perfectionism was holding me back. How's that?
Okay, well, because we can name it. And once you
Yeah.
name it and you know exactly what it is, then you can deal with that. Dealing with courage and dealing with perfectionism are 2 different things. So we know that you're courageous and you're certain is the perfectionism, but we also know that you're not a slave to perfectionism because you couldn't be perfect as a mother with a 2-year-old and a baby on the way.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that's not true either.
Mm-hmm.
That's from all the other stuff that the people who weren't paying you said. So
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
not true either.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, there is no perfect role in being a mom. It's all situational. It's all hands-on learning. It's all some days all you do is survive the day, and that's being a mom.
so just like you gave birth to these 2 beautiful daughters, now you're birthing your sleep consultant business. And maybe if you looked at it that way, it could take some of that, this is not real estate. This is not
Mm-hmm.
all the other stuff. You are the expert. You get to create however you want. You get to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and I think that that is one way that I is another way that it's intimidating in the comparison with my kids is thinking about babies being a blank slate, and they are whatever you create them to be. They learn whatever you create them, and it's intimidating because you don't want to mess them up. And I think that is another way of looking at the business is I don't want to mess it up. I want to do well enough that it goes on its way and it goes where it should and where it's supposed to. And that was one thing that I did have to learn with kids is you can't really mess them up, and they have free wills. So they you can get them started with a basis of knowledge, but then I mean there's yeah, the perfectionism is not for motherhood, not at all.
So if perfectionism is not for motherhood, then it's also not for what?
Business, not for entrepreneurship. No two businesses are alike. It's not for life, not at all.
Exactly. So I know you say your top 3 goals were to build an overall plan, refine the message, and pitch to speak. Do you feel that those are still your same top 3 goals?
Um, I think we came up with an overall plan. I think we worked on that. And I think also I think what I was kind of also considering with that is which I should do first, the course or the book. And I've been saying, oh, I need to do the book. I need to do the book because I saw the bigger paycheck. And I think they go hand in hand. I think I can do both. And because working on the book helped the outline with other things. I don't know about the pitching to speak. The pitching to speak may more so just be refined a little to where it would be in person doing the prenatal courses instead of something else.
So you can move that to just not now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. How does that feel? Like,
Yeah, it's good because like I said, I want to do everything all at once. And it's good to know in reference with babies, they don't come out walking. There is there is things that they have to do and steps that they have to take. And then once they're ready for walking or potty training, like there's a time and a place.
okay, one more thing, because you've said this multiple times. I just want to address it. You were talking about the advance of the book to offer the bigger paycheck. Just something to consider. Why don't you think you can get, and you don't have to answer it here, but I just want you to sit with it. Why don't you think you can get either the amount you're thinking that you would get for an advance or more with your courses? Just
Because of what I was told, it was either this or this, and we already discovered that's not true.
and you get to,
It was
okay.
faulty thinking.
Okay. I was like, because you get to price your courses whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure that was clear because you've said it before, and it was like, well, technically, you have something like this high value, it could blow out whatever advancement could possibly come. But okay, as long as we know that that's old thinking, I just wanted to make sure like we didn't stay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you feel after our time together?
I definitely refreshed and like a weight has lifted and like it doesn't have to be perfect. I just need to act on what I know to do. And when I get to step 5 or 6, then 7 or 8 will come out and I just have to trust the process and do it. I am uniquely made and I just have to trust that I am uniquely made and this process will be unique to me. And it's very freeing, very, very freeing.
I do want to say another thing. So I know that we talk about perfectionism, but I have this thing about perfect. Perfect is if it's done, is perfect. So I know for me, I had to rebuild my relationship about being perfect, and I had to think about sports. When they talk about a team having a perfect season, they won every game. They don't talk about if they messed up in this game, if they got however many flags. And if we're talking about football, they don't talk about that. They were like, "Did you win? Did you keep winning?" And that's it. So if we take that approach to life, I had these steps. Did I do them? Absolutely. Then it was perfect. So I'm going to challenge you like, can it be perfect? Yes, because it's going to be done.
Yeah.
That's just my little input when I hear perfect because I'm working through that. Like perfectionism, yes, that's a lie. We don't do that. But can we be perfect? Absolutely. Get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, my thing is perfectionism is relative because what is perfect for me, what I think is going to be perfect, these moms that I'm supposed to be helping, it may not be perfect for them. They may just need me to show up.
Well, look at there. Love it. Was there anything else that's coming up for you in this moment?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I just need to come back and rewatch this and make sure I write down all my steps.
Yes,
But
they are there.
yeah, 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 I don't think so.
So you feel, is it safe to say that you are complete for now?
Yeah, yeah, for now.
Oh, wow. Well,
Complete, whole, and safe. I feel safe.
oh, Well, I thank you so much for sharing this space with me and sharing your gift with me. I know you said you were nervous. I was nervous as well, but I am so happy for you. And I know that you have, look, I keep comparing this. I know it's not the same. Look, I have a puppy, so I can only imagine what it's like. And you're just this rare gift. And I know that there are thousands of women out there waiting for you.
Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. So make sure you get these steps. And I look forward to seeing what you have to offer on the other
Yeah.
side. So thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Thank you for offering this opportunity.
Of course, you helped me as well. And I'm so glad I was able to provide some value for you. All right, everyone, if you have any questions or comments down below, and I know we're not really talking about pitching things, but reach out to Sarah if you if you are a new mom or before you become a new mom or even parents. I know she talks about mom, but maybe we have some solo dads out there. I don't know. A baby needs to sleep regardless. So reach out to Sarah. Find her on all social media platforms because I think that is something that I don't hear too many people talk about. And I think that is something that everyone needs, but they probably don't want to admit it. All right. So thank you all so much. And as we wrap up, remember to be well, be empowered, be bold, and be brilliant. Until next time, bye.